I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.
God. Um, we have a Delta November problem. We have a Delta November problem. And that's why I said it needs to be destroyed. I'm just listening to, I'm halfway listening to Clay Kane show, the Clay Kane show. And that's why I said the manosphere needs to be destroyed. That's why people like Tariq Nasheed and those from the FBA, AOS movement needs to be uh, uh, brought to heel. When everybody keep telling me, well, the internet isn't real. I'm listening to 16. I'm about, let me see where I'm at. I am 12 minutes and 55 seconds into this. I gotta put this down real quick. I'm 12 minutes and 55 seconds into this. We have a Delta November problem. Do you understand? We have a Delta November problem. Dumb nigga problem. And I don't care how offensive this is. We got to put these Negroes who's on these social media companies. We got to sit there and go out there. I can't believe the logic. Everybody want to talk about facts over feelings, right? What about your logic? Your logic doesn't fit with facts. If your logic is not based upon facts, what is it based upon? Oh, it's based upon your insecurity is based upon your, not your insecurity, but your self-esteem as a man, as a black man. And I'm 12 minutes and 55 seconds into this, and I say, wait a minute, this sounds like a YouTube channel. This sounds like one of these black YouTube, these grimy, these stupid arguments you hear on these black YouTube panels like Sharon or, or I'm sorry, on a certain channel that starts with a B, a certain channel that starts with a B, wink, wink, okay, wink, wink. And I want you to listen to this. I'm gonna start from the beginning. I'm gonna start from almost the very beginning because, and let me say, it's fair use. Again, I got to put this up here. It's fair use. It's fair use. This is what I've been saying. Why certain people should not be on panels. Why certain people should not be propped up in black YouTube space. I'm gonna tell you why. No, better, I ain't gonna tell you. I'm gonna show you why.
Very angry and not feel like they're mad at me.
Kamala Harris losing? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. But I go through the same thing with black women that are in my life. And they're very angry and not feel like they're mad at me for something that Democrats did to them.
Angry at me, what Democrats have done to them. You got this Negro still peddling red pill, shame, blame, and explain talking points. But let's keep it moving, though.
Who did you vote for, Derek?
I told you, that was the one that was. I write in people because I always get ignored every election cycle. So
So you didn't. So
the man just asked you. Clay Kane just asked you who you vote for. Well, I just do write-in. I'm an independent. He asked you who you vote for, and you didn't sit there and answer his question immediately. That sounds like a YouTube panel with Delta Novembers talking. It's a yes and no question. It's a simple question. Who did you vote for? He didn't ask you what your voter registration is. He didn't ask you this, that, and third. He asked you, who did you vote for?
You didn't vote. Who did you write in?
The last election, the one before last, I wrote in Bernie. The last one I wrote is
DeSantis?
Yeah.
Of Florida? So wait.
Want you to notice something. This Negro said, Ron DeSantis, what's going on, Pierre? Going with you. All right. What's going on with you? So I gotta do this real quick because this is getting on my nerves. This is what I'm telling you. It needs to end. This needs to be stopped. That's right. That's why I cuss out these dumb, uneducated clowns who don't know the electoral process, who don't know how the system works, who do not know how things are. But here we go. We gotta say it. Shame, blame, and explain. This is what's going on. SBE, political SBE, and it's brought to you by Why Do Men Chop Down Trees? But back to where I'm at.
You felt like Bernie paid more attention to you as a black man versus Kamala Harris, who had an entire opportunity agenda for black men. That was the name of it. But you felt like Kamala Harris was ignoring you, but Bernie, who struggles when it comes to focusing on race, you felt like Bernie was not. And also Bernie came out really early supporting Kamala Harris. Is that what you're saying?
Right, but I'm more focused on the way the Democrat Party treated her, and that really pissed me off as a black man.
But Bernie Sanders ran on the Democratic ticket. And if you were upset about the way that Democrats, I guess, treat black people, why would you support Ron DeSantis?
See, how you gonna say you for Ron DeSantis, right? When Ron DeSantis got rid of black history in Florida, he just basically rolled back y'all's civil rights laws in Florida. Police immunity is in Florida. A lot of things, and took away some black women's jobs. See, what you have here is a concoction of the Delta November. See, let me tell you something. People who subscribe to the philosophy of Delta Novemberism are people who are either manosphere, they have a red pill mindset along with the FBA mindset. Oh yes, let's talk about it. Because if you listen to these online agitators and these online groups, they all say the same thing. Every time you talk to them about politics, they all say the same thing. Their basic knowledge of politics, their basic knowledge of policy is at some ground level. Is that surface level. It's not no depth to this. And I want you to listen to this a little bit more.
Out of all people who co-signed a curriculum saying there are personal benefits to slavery. So I don't think black women are blaming, we have to go to a break soon, are blaming black men for everything. I think they could just be having a conversation with you, brother.
Like you saying, are you the problem? Like you look, black women have given credit where credit is due. You don't deserve that credit because you're part of the problem. So I'm confused. It's weird. You're not one of the black men that deserves credit for supporting Kamala. You literally did not support Kamala. So what am I missing? I don't know. Maybe I'm confused, Chad. But okay, Chad. We the villain. You voted against Kamala Harris, but black women are the villain somehow. Okay.
All right. So the caller we were just talking to,
see, what Clay Tane should have asked is, who do you watch on social media? That was something I would have asked. Now, mind you, I'm 12 minutes and 55 seconds into the video so I didn't finish this video to the end, to the 16 minutes. I only watched to 12 minutes and 55 seconds. But I would like, if I was Clay or Reese over here, I would ask, who do you watch on YouTube? Who you will follow on Twitter? And then if a certain name, if you say 4 or 5 names, I'll hang the phone up on your ass. That's right. I will hang my phone up on your ass. We're not talking. We good. Again, this is an impromptu live stream. I just saw this and said, this is what I have a problem with Black YouTube. But go on.
Waited all throughout the break.
Oh, Lord.
I rarely go back to callers who wait throughout the break, but since I said I would, okay, Derek from New York, you back on, Derek. You there?
You should have hanged up on him when he first said it. You should have hanged the phone up on him and move on to another caller. Because this is the rest. Hold on, we 2 minutes and 46 seconds into this, out of a 16-minute. Listen. the rest of the 14 minutes, 14, 13 minutes of this, y'all could have saved that to yourselves. That's a waste of 13 minutes of y'all's life. I wouldn't listen. He would have been cut off at this point.
Yeah, I was sitting here laughing at Ricky said, "Oh Lord." But yeah, I just want to make 3 points. I was tight that they put Kamala next to a man who was obviously in cognitive decline, right? That was Democrats. 2, they put her in charge of the border when you see Trump can't even solve that problem. And the most egregious was 90 days until the election, they just want to take Biden out and throw her in the middle of everything. I feel like that was very
okay. With that said, what was your reason for supporting Ron DeSantis, writing in Ron DeSantis? Was that in 2020 or 2016?
No, 2020, the last election, I knew I was going to get a secure border. And he would have been better than Trump. I don't like Trump.
Wait. Hold up. Wait, I'm confused. You wrote in the name of Ron DeSantis.
2020, I wrote in Bernie, dog robbed him, and then I wrote in DeSantis in 24 for the border.
Wait, hold on. See, how can you, right? How can you want Bernie when Bernie is more open borders? Bernie is more open borders than DeSantis. DeSantis want to close the border, yet you vote for Bernie. Make that make sense. Make that make sense. We have a Delta November problem. You gonna say I write in Bernie Sanders, who is more for illegal immigration, immigrants. Make that make sense. Yeah, I vote because of the border. Make that make sense. See. This is this Tariq Nasheed, Boyce Watkins, the Black Manosphere. These are the types, these Delta November types that you see every night on these YouTube panels. Okay, this is what you see on these YouTube panels every day, every night. That's why they always talk about relationships. They're not talking about policy or this that. They always talk about relationships because they got nothing else to talk about. It's those Negroes down the street. And all this, and that's why I try to tell people, stop putting certain people on these panels. Because these people will get on Fox News, like Anton Daniels, get on Fox News and perpetrate the narrative. When the narrative is against you as a collective. And you Negroes can't sit there and see that for yourself. My God. You niggas are dumb. But anyway, let me keep it moving though.
But I couldn't support Trump,
So how was Bernie robbed in 2020? He lost fair and square. He lost.
Nah, Democrats play a lot of grimy games, Clay.
No, Bernie, if you're bringing up 2016, and we can go through that, but Bernie lost in 2020 and endorsed Joe Biden. Derek, who are your 2 senators in New York? That's an easy question.
I think, who is it? Schumer, Gillibrand, Ryan, one of them. I don't know. It's a whole bunch we got a whole bunch of top out locally and federally, but I think is Gillibrand still in?
See, hold on. You don't know your 2 senators? I'm from Texas. I know the senators from New York. Gillibrand and Chuck Schumer. And I'm in Texas. How do I know your senator, your 2 members of the United States Senate? I know more about them than I do about mine. This is why the phone should have been hung up right there. If you can't name your 2 sitting U.S. senators, never mind your representatives, because your representatives only serve a district. And if you live in a state like New York or Texas or Florida that has more than 15 Congress people, you can't name them. But if you can't name your 2 sitting U.S. senators, you have no business trying to talk. You had no business calling to no show and talking. And it sounds like, and that Negro who's talking sounds like these Negroes that I see on on a certain channel. You sound like them niggas over there on Sharon's. Them niggas over there on certain on DJ Witch Doctors or niggas on Before Christ, wink wink. Before Christ, wink wink. Y'all sound like them Delta Novembers over there, right? That's what y'all sound like. Y'all sound like them people who call in on Phil the Advice show, the Black Diaspora channel. Y'all sound like these Negroes I hear on Tariq Nasheed's channel. That's why I said you Negroes are in the way. If you can't name your 2 U.S. senators, why are you talking about presidential politics for on a platform where, see, this is why we got to close the lid on you Delta November crowds. You got no business talking.
You had the right answer, but then you turned around and said, I don't know. I would have just said it with authority. I would have just been like, Jenna Brandon Schumer, boom. And then done one of those. Okay, wait, did I get it? Are they going to? Yeah, but what I'm trying to figure out is why are Black women in it? Because you started off by saying that Black women are trying to scapegoat Black men. When last I checked, Black woman said, we the 92% are mind our fucking business. Y'all got it. And almost every single black woman that I know publicly that has a high profile, especially myself, has pointed out that the highest male voting demographic for Kamala Harris was Black men. So how in what Stephen A. Smith does, how in whatever the shit you talk about with Bernie or whoever else happened, and why are Black women the problem, particularly when your premise is that Black women have scapegoated Black men for Kamala's losing when you yourself did not vote for Kamala? So I feel like you
even when she was on the VP ticket, when she was on the VP ticket, when it was Biden and Kamala.
You voted against her twice. So I'm confused as to you as a Black man who, and that's okay, whatever, it's water under the bridge now. But I'm just confused as to how you can, first of all, say that Black women have this narrative, but then you meet the narrative that you say that Black women have.
Y'all are not asking the right questions. I wish I was on that show, because I would tell Reese and Clay, if I was their producers, I would ask the gentleman on the other end, do you listen to social media? And which social media? And which channels do you talk to? Are we talking about Tim Black, Jason Black, the Black Authority, African Diaspora Channel, Tariq Nasheed, BJS Igmore, the Black Bannister? See, I'm naming names, because that's what you hear on them channels. What he's saying is that same crap you hear on them channels. That's what I would ask.
Being a person who did not support Kamala Harris, my brain is
Derek. Go ahead, Derek.
I'm at a loss.
Rishi, You cursed me out one day in the YouTube comment section. I get this from all black women. And all I said was,
I get it from all black women. I want you to understand what he said. He got it from all black women. See, again, this right here brought you by Shame, Blame, and Explain. Shout out to Ramil. Shout out to Thai City. Shout out to them people over there. This is what you call shame, blame, and explain. They always worry about what the women are doing rather than worry about what you are not doing. And I'm going to say this right now. Me talking to you niggas every night, that's why I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed to be in the same category as y'all. I got to be grouped in with y'all. Y'all know, first of all, y'all do nothing, y'all think about nothing, and y'all say absolutely nothing. But yet you up in our faces every night, every day on these stupid ass YouTube panels. And I want you to know this Derek guy, right? He been on a YouTube panel before. And he sounds like somebody that been on TRS. I want to say TRS. I want to say Talk Real Solutions panel. You know what? I might want to send this to Tyrone Thompson. See, I'm going to ask Tyrone, have you ever heard, does this voice sounds familiar? But we got too many people around here trying to shame, blame, and explain on the black woman. The black woman won't let me lead. The black woman won't submit. All that dumb crap that we hear day in, day out over here. I'm trying to be, let me say something, Pierre. After the last few nights, I really want to cuss people out, but I don't have time for that at this point. You know.
y'all left the border open for 4 years straight. And you cursed me out for that.
But if I, first of all, I curse out people that deserve to get cursed.
Right. And
but then say Reese cursed me out. So fuck Kamala.
Hold on. You want to talk about the border, right? Well, what happened between 2017 and 2021? Because Obama was taking people back. Obama was the deporter in chief. Explain that. I swear to God.
I voted for Ron. I can take that, but I don't know why Reese said something to you is a black woman have scapegoated black men thing. If Reese Colbert cursed out Derek because Derek said some shit I didn't like, that's a Reese and Derek situation. That is not black women versus black men situation.
Yeah, I think, Derek, the reason why you're feeling this is because you appear to be part of the problem. So if you're talking to black women and you wrote in Ron DeSantis and Bernie Sanders, that maybe you're feeling that, but other people aren't because they aren't part of the problem. You're the example that one might look to. You're not sure who your two senators are. You write in Ron DeSantis in 2024.
Lord.
You write in Bernie Sanders over Kamala Harris in 2020, who was the VP pick. I mean, maybe you experienced that because maybe some black women in your life are saying, yo, what's wrong with you? So that's what it could be. But at large, I think black people are looking at white people who continue to vote Republican since 1964. That was the last time that a Democrat won the white vote, and also non-voters. Non-voters.
I sure Lord. Well, I don't know. It's a write-in vote.
I don't know, but he went there.
She said, "Vote for the couch." It's like when George Macon said, "Vote for the couch." Black YouTube. This is who y'all support. This is who y'all prop up. George Macon and them. Y'all create this vote for the couch narrative. But then you want to blame the Democrats when Democrats is not even in power. You have the House, the Senate, you have the whole legislative branch. Then you got the president. That's two branches of government. And then the Supreme Court is governed by Republican, conservative leaning, who are conservative led. So who y'all to blame? You can't blame Democrats. They're not in power. And a lot of you said, and then this caller, and shout out to Man of Tomorrow, right? Shout out to Man of Tomorrow. Because Man of Tomorrow said it best. Why are y'all up in liberal cities, but then complain about Kamala Harris or the Democratic Party on the national level when your state is run by Ron DeSantis, Greg Abbott, most of your most of your state houses is run by GOP. I see. Let me start naming names. Let me start naming names like Maurice Delk. Maurice, if you hate Democrats so much, why you up in a Democrat city? Somebody tell Maurice Delk I said that. Why is Anton Daniels talking about Democrats? You up in Detroit. Shouldn't you be down here in Dallas? Shouldn't you be, if you want to stay in the Midwest, why won't you move to Indiana? Why don't you go into Kentucky then? You see, y'all always in these liberal areas, and then y'all will not move to conservative areas. See, I'm in a very, very, very red county with a very, very white population. But y'all ain't moving down here. See, that should be a question that should be asked over and over to these Delta Novembers who are online.
And chose two white men over a black woman. VP slot and presidential slot.
Oh, Lord, Chad.
But Derek, I'm a nice guy. You know I'm a nice guy. A final comment.
Well, Clay, all I'm saying is you got to protect your interests, right? And the way the Democrat Party was moving, nobody has lost more than black. And I feel like that's a shame, bro. I feel like they got to start listening to other sides of the coin. You just can't be shutting people down, cursing them out, getting angry,
Derek,
giving the war.
Anybody can get.
Wait, hold on, wait a minute. But black women, if we're gonna talk about black women, right? Wait. Let's stop right here. See, again. Let me go to a website. Let me go to a website because there's a website that I use, and I use this website all the time on my videos when I talk about but Negroes in this space don't know how to do no actual research unless I'm talking about a body part of a woman. Let me go here real quick. Because Oh, wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. You know what? Let me keep playing this. Let me keep playing this.
Out, Derek, black women gained under the Biden-Harris administration. Black women are losing under the Trump administration. Thousands upon thousands of black women, including black men, have lost their jobs. I can break down everything that happened under the Biden administration.
Right. Okay. Now I found it. You see, I've been using this site to debunk a lot of you red pill Negroes who voted for Donald Trump. Now listen, let's talk about when Obama was president, right? The highest unemployment rate was March of 2010 under Obama. It was 16.8%. Black unemployment dropped to its lowest point, right? But it was policies from the Obama years. I'm sorry, yeah, 2000 dropped all the way down to here, starting from Obama. But it went right back up, and you see an uptick in 2005. You see black unemployment rising up again. Now I know people say, "What about COVID?" I'm leaving the COVID thing out. I'm leaving the whole COVID thing out of there. But black unemployment is going up. But during Obama, black unemployment was dropping until September of 2019. So for you to sit there and talk about, man, black unemployment started under Trump. No, it didn't. Unemployment dropped. No, the unemployment rate dropped starting with Obama. Give me tired of you Negroes coming online and just say dumb shit after dumb shit after dumb shit, and then y'all want to know why I cuss you niggas out on these damn panels, like James Kills and them, getting in the way of serious conversations. But anyway, let's get right back over here.
The game policy-wise is clear. If you didn't like the way Kamala Harris was treated, fine. There were some folks that didn't like the way Hillary Clinton was treated. Fine, whatever. But to talk about gains and losses when we're in Trump 2024, 26, and you voted for Ron DeSantis, who said there are personal benefits to slavery. See, I was thinking you said that in 2020, before he said that shit.
Right.
But you vote for Ron DeSantis, who co-signed a curriculum that there are personal benefits to slavery,
who also disenfranchised Black Floridians by keeping a congressional seat open for almost a year, who gerrymandered multiple Black seats out and did it again. That's why you got Debbie Wasserman Schultz white ass in the motherfucking the Black district. So I really don't. I wrote a book. Ron DeSantis was in my book. And both my books actually on the midterms. He didn't want to expand Medicaid. He denied the Medicaid expansion. He was suing Disney for them being pro-diversity. So I got
the anti-woke, the stop.
Well, you know what? I kind of agree with Ron DeSantis on that point, because that movie, because it all started with that movie, the Lightyear movie. I don't think children should be exposed to homosexuality, but need to say that. Let's keep it moving, though, right?
Woke Act, the Stop Woke Act. Ron DeSantis. I mean, you could have wrote in, since he wasn't going to win, you could have wrote in Colin Powell, even though he went to the upper room already. There are so many folks you could have.
Again, that would have made a little more sense. I mean, Chad, but I don't understand. Why are black women in it? Because your vote could not have possibly been let me protest how black women have been treated vote. That don't square. I don't know why we have to gaslight. I think you should just stand on whatever it is that really motivated you. I think you should just stand on that. It's a moot point now. It's water under the bridge now. We are 19 months into, or however many months into the Trump administration. You ain't got to lie, Craig. You ain't got to lie and try to act like your vote was in protest of the mistreatment of Kamala Harris. Your vote was in protest of how black women have been treated. If you want to pin it on me, shit, I'll even take that. That would make a little more sense, even though I don't recall ever having an exchange with you. I believe that I might have cussed you out because that's not atypical of me to do. But I would even take that over this whole suggestion that because black women were treated a certain way, you voted against a black woman. That to me just defies any kind of reason.
And how are you showing the Democratic Party or black women, because you don't like the way she was treated, how are you delivering a lesson when what you do is vote against her? It's just kind of funny to me. Like, how is that? I'm going to show you because I didn't like the way she was being treated. Therefore, I'm going to vote against this black woman who was.
Y'all not asking this caller the right questions. I'm sorry. Y'all are not asking the right question. Hold on. Right? I heard some unspeakable stuff about Big J. Well, I tell you what then. Ask the person that question. Why do men chop down trees? So the person who want to talk about unspeakable things that about me, ask him, why do men chop down trees? Go back and tell that person that. Talk about the CPS. Talk about this right here in front of you. Ask them about that, since they gonna talk about Big J hates black women. How come I ain't using the government to get rid of black women online with? You go back and tell them that. Okay? Let's get right back to focus. Yeah. Why do men chop down trees? Go ask them that. And I already gave you a clue. I already gave you a clue because I'm not playing no more. Ask them that. Now let me get right back on topic.
Can't shout people down. Kamala Harris ran the most meek and mild fucking John Kerry 2.0 campaign. On my receipt with the receipts, chat. I was giving out PDFs and shit. I wasn't even cursing on my receipt with the receipts campaign shit. Now, if I cussed on serious, that's different. But when I was in campaign mode, I kept it real cute. So, okay, Derek, that's fine. I guess you're gonna give him the last word, yeah. Because the milk.
No, we already moved on.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I mean, I just, chat. This, sometimes conversations really scramble my brain because, like,
y'all are not asking the right questions. who do you Negroes listen to for your information? See, y'all need to start judging. Who do you listen to online? No, basically, here's how I would have done it. Hey, okay, who do you watch? Do you watch the news? No. Do you read newspapers? No. Do you watch do you read financial journals? No. Do you read what you consume on a daily basis? So if the person said social media, then lean into it. Okay, whose social media do you lean into? Well, man, I listen to Tyreek. I listen to Boyce Watkins, Umar Johnson, Tommy Sotomayor, uh, Field the Advice Show, Tim Black, Jason Black, the Black Authority. That's when y'all should just, and when they instant any of these names, if they say FBA or ADOS or they say Black Manosphere or some Pan African idiot, this is when you should do click. That's all I'm going to tell you. Click. If you get all your information from these grifters online, you got no business talking. Because this guy sounds like these clowns that you hear on these panels every day and every night. But they know, and the only reason why they're talking to black women because black women are more educated than them, and they have a dating and they can't have access to the women that they want, whether she is white or black, whether she's black or not. He's there because women are more educated. That means less access to these women. He has to try harder to get access to. That's the point. Yeah, too many Delta Novembers around. Why is my internet slow? Okay, good. I didn't know people are so easy to influence until I came to YouTube. Yeah, it is. It is. Okay, yeah. And here is the thing though. Here is the thing, Auntie. You're right. They want you to bypass my political talking. Yeah, but I ain't gonna answer no more questions until they talk about CPS and why men chop down trees. Go to that person's channel and talk about that. Go to that person's channel and talk about that because they won't talk about this right here about them words that are in the blue. They won't talk about them words that are in blue. But go ahead. Big J hates black women, but I ain't call CPS on a black woman for a online dispute. I didn't call. I don't call. Get on YouTube and use this to settle a YouTube dispute. No, y'all run tell that. Otherwise, stay on topic and get the fuck out of my face with that bullshit. Because I will take your ranches. I'll kick your ass up and out of here. I'm not playing. Why do men chop down trees? Y'all need to go over there to that channel and ask that question. Oh, Big J hates black women, but you don't see me calling the government on black women to settle a YouTube dispute.
You know, Clay, I'm real good at trying to translate. I'm real good at connecting the dots. I'm really good at trying to be like, okay, this is what you're really trying to say. But you can't bullshit me. Okay? You can't bullshit. That's what that vote, those two votes do not look like protecting black women. They don't look like protesting how black women were treated. When you're telling me that Breonna Taylor was gunned down in her fucking home in 20
Here's the thing, y'all. I know something's going on with my internet. My internet's acting up, so I know I'm being choppy, but I'm not going to end this live stream yet because no, you Negroes are slow. Now, am I Borgin? Am I Borgin? Am I still Borgin? Press one. Y'all can. Anyway, let's keep it moving. I'm done. I'm done. I showed enough. I showed enough. See, and yeah, I'm gonna end it right here. But like I said, you know, um, that's all I'm going to say. We have a Delta November problem. That caller who called in on that show, I have a suspicion who that person is. I want to say I think this person called on Tom Thompson's show years ago, and I think this person had been on B Jess's channel. So anyway, I'm gonna get off of here. This is what happens when y'all allow social media to guide y'all's who influence rather your thinking. You allow these grifters to do all this bullshit to y'all, and that's why I agree with Man of Tomorrow. We need to go. We need to get back the we need to bring back. No, let me tell you what needs to happen. Citizen needs to be repealed too. It'll clean up all of this. Because you can't just come online saying, "Oh, conspiracy theory this," and then people sit there, and then you know what? Also, we also need to do civic. We need to have a civic culture. Black people do not have a civic culture. That needs to be forced in. That need to be forced in. It will stop these niggas from talking about relationships. And I can't get a woman. I can't get a man. I can't, what. Black men this, black women that. It will stop all that foolishness. If you really were civic minded, you wouldn't be online day in, day out talking about what your penis or what your vagina is and isn't doing. The culture needs to change. It needs to be forced to change. And anyway, let me get out of here. Oh, and by the way, let me put this up here. Let me put this up here. You know, since people, since people don't want to take hints, this is the biggest hint of them all. But anyway, let me get out of here. I said enough. Time to change the culture. And Delta Novembers need to be the first ones to go. I'm out.
I am not here to debate with anyone. I have devoted all of my adult life to this subject. I only debate with my equals. All others I teach.